In the small town of Willow Creek, a young woman named Madison Cole was known for two things: her wild dreams and her unwavering belief in love. While others clocked in for 9-to-5 jobs and settled for predictable lives, Madison filled her days with journals full of affirmations, love letters to her future husband, and vision boards plastered with mansions, yachts, and sunsets in Santorini. She wasn't rich. She wasn't famous. She was just a barista, serving lattes and smiles in a cafe that smelled of burnt coffee and broken dreams. But she believed, no, she knew, that one day her life would change. Her coworkers laughed behind her back. Manifesting love? They'd snicker. Girl, you can't even manifest rent money. Even her mother sighed every time Madison spoke about destiny. Honey, love doesn't pay bills. Be realistic. But Madison wasn't delusional. She was determined. Every morning, she stood in front of her mirror and whispered, I am loved. I am worthy. My soulmate and I are aligned in every way. Little did she know, the universe had been listening, preparing the most unexpected love story she could imagine. One rainy evening, Madison was closing the cafe when a man stumbled in, drenched, tired, and strangely familiar. His name was Ethan Westbrook, a reserved, sharply dressed businessman whose eyes held both warmth and weariness. He was passing through town after his car broke down on the highway. The cafe was the only place still open. Madison offered him a cup of coffee on the house. Their conversation started casually. She teased him for his expensive taste in coffee. He laughed and admitted he didn't even know how to make a proper cup himself. But something about their energy clicked. Ethan asked, Do you really believe in this whole manifesting love thing? Madison smiled softly. I don't just believe it. I live it. That night, when he left, she felt a pull, as if her soul recognized him long before her mind did. Ethan didn't leave a number, just a warm smile and promise. Maybe our paths will cross again. For weeks, Madison thought about him. She even added his name to her vision board. Her friends laughed harder than ever. Girl, you've officially lost it, they joked, but Madison didn't care, because deep down she knew. Months passed, and life went on. Madison still worked her shift, still wrote her affirmations, and still believed. Then one morning, her phone rang. A corporate voice said, Ms. Cole, this is the Westbrook Foundation. Mr. Ethan Westbrook would like to meet with you regarding a business opportunity. Her heart stopped. Ethan Westbrook, the man she served coffee to? She almost didn't believe it, but when she arrived at the skyscraper downtown, she realized the truth. Ethan wasn't just any businessman. He was the CEO of Westbrook Enterprises, one of the largest investment firms in the country. He greeted her like an old friend. Madison, he said, smiling, I haven't stopped thinking about that night. Ethan explained he was launching a philanthropic project, helping young entrepreneurs build sustainable businesses. He remembered her optimism and energy and wanted her on the team. Madison accepted the offer, nervous but excited, and over time, as they worked together, something unspoken blossomed between them. He admired her passion. She admired his discipline. He brought logic. She brought light. Still, Madison held back. She feared being seen as just another woman chasing a billionaire. Then one night, during a charity gala, Ethan found her on the balcony, staring at the stars. You still believe in love? He asked. Madison replied, Always, even when no one else does. That's when he kissed her. For Madison, it felt like the universe finally whispered, it's time. But love stories, especially those written in golden fate, are never simple. The tabloids soon discovered their relationship. Barista hooks Billionaire, the headline screamed. From coffee cups to private jets, Madison Cole's manifestation scam. People who once mocked her now hated her. They called her a gold digger, a fraud, a dreamer who got lucky. Ethan's board members questioned his judgment. Sir, she's a nobody, they argued. She'll ruin your reputation. The pressure grew, until even Ethan began to doubt. One evening, after a brutal press storm, he said quietly, maybe we need some space, just until things calmed down. Madison's heart shattered. The very love she manifested had slipped through her fingers, drowned in public opinion and power games. She cried that night, Not because of the breakup, but because of betrayal from the world that couldn't stand to see a dreamer win. So she decided to prove them wrong. She wouldn't chase love anymore. She would chase purpose. Madison threw herself into work. She studied finance, leadership, and business strategy. She stayed late at the office, quietly building her own vision. Months turned into years. Ethan moved on publicly, but secretly. He watched her rise, admired her from afar as she transformed from the dreamer who made coffee to the strategist who made empires grow. By the time Madison turned 30, she had founded Love Lux, a lifestyle brand inspired by self-belief and manifestation. Her company exploded online, with millions of women following her message of empowerment. She became a motivational icon, appearing on TV shows, magazine covers, and podcasts. The same people who once called her delusional now called her visionary. At a Forbes Women's Summit, she walked on stage in a white tailored suit. The room fell silent. Her speech began simply, "They call me crazy for believing in love, but love was never my weakness. It was my power. I didn't manifest a man. I manifested my worth." The audience erupted in applause, and among them sat Ethan Westbrook, quietly watching, eyes filled with awe and regret. After the event, he approached her. "You did it, Madison," he said. She smiled softly. "No, Ethan, we did. You were part of the journey, but this was meant to be mine." Years later, Madison's name became synonymous with modern success, the self-made billionaire, investor, and philanthropist. She built schools, funded women-led startups, and changed lives across the world. She never married Ethan, but they remained close friends. He later admitted, "You were never delusional, Madison. You just saw what the rest of us were too afraid to believe." In her mansion overlooking the California coast, Madison often sat by the window with a cup of tea, watching the sunset. Her journal still sat on her desk, filled with affirmations, dreams, and love notes to her future self. Because in the end, Madison did manifest love, not just in another person, but in her own life, her purpose, and the billions of hearts she inspired. And when reporters asked how it all began, she always smiled and said, "With a cup of coffee, a dream, and the courage to be called delusional." They called her crazy. Now she's a billionaire. What's your dream? Thought balloon drop in the comments, and let's manifest success together. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true stories of love, power, and redemption.